Is there a famous chicken restaurant in Frankenmuth?
There is.
What, don't tell me it's something chicken house or I've been. You go downstairs, right?
There's one. Yeah.
I've been there.
Zender's.
What? Zender's.
Yeah.
I've been there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When's the last time you were in Frankenmuth?
5 years ago.
5 years ago.
Yeah. When was the last time you were back home?
5 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, but
about a year and a half ago. I mean, we got to go home.
Yeah.
When you guys decided, hey, you know what? We're going to make a band and we're going to call ourselves Greta Van Fleet. Did you draw inspiration from a stack of records that you guys grew up listening to, or where do you do that?
I think it was. It kind of came from. It came out of a necessity for a band name, I suppose, and it's in Josh's philosophy that bands shouldn't have names.
Well, I wasn't necessarily asking so much about the band name.
Gotcha.
I'm asking about.
Well, thank goodness.
Yeah.
Lord have mercy.
Yeah. I was actually just thinking. Well, when you decided what direction you wanted your music to sound, or when you went, I mean, did you grow up listening to a certain record, stack of records?
Yeah,
or,
I always specifically
remember
the Muddy Waters chess records, recordings, whatever year it was. But I think that was kind of like one of the biggest ones that Dad always had playing over the stereo in the house.
Yeah. I think a lot of the early folk stuff too is like our dad would play us to bed every night, usually with the guitar. So it was like he'd play like Woody Guthrie and stuff, and so that was stuff.
I love that.
Gordon Lightfoot. I mean,
yeah.
A lot of that stuff was what we were familiar with and listened to quite a bit of. We're really young.
As siblings, do you guys ever get into? I have two older brothers. I'm the youngest and probably the favorite. For real. Like my brothers have always said that, dude. You're the favorite, and it sucks.
You're the youngest.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm the youngest.
Is always the favorite.
What?
Yeah, it's true. The youngest is always the favorite.
Yeah. But when since you guys work together, if you guys get into an argument, fans can't know. The venue doesn't need to know about that.
It's top secret, really.
But is it hard to do that? Because like a fight is a fight between brothers. My brother used to beat my ass with a wiffle ball bat.
No,
and I couldn't just hug it out with him 5 minutes later, but you guys kind of have to do that.
Yeah, in a sense, we're all stuck together, I suppose.
You know?
Well, the thing is, we're all very stubborn, so at times we can have arguments, but it's very much the classic guys. It's like 10 minutes after, everything's fine.
Yeah.
And it's silly and kind of predictable as it sounds. The music is always the
like
binding
front and
factor.
center?
Yeah, totally. And
Absolutely.
I think that's always powerful enough to bring us together and come up with something that works for everybody.
It's interesting you say that because as a band, Greta Van Fleet, you're saying, music is always the one thing that brings us back together, right? But for fans or for people that are listening in their car or with their earbuds in at work in their cubicle or on their commute, you know what? Same thing applies. No matter what's going on in your life, man, it's like the good times and the bad. There's always a soundtrack that provides
Totally, and
the
that's
healing.
us,
I know it
too.
sounds kind of cheesy, but
it's
the truth, man.
It is. It's
It
that
does-
one thing that is
yeah.
part of the unity elements of things is that I think, music or any form of art is sort of a binding property of man,
Yeah.
We kind of share those things.
Is this a good time to be in a band called Greta Van Fleet?
I think so. I think it
That's
feels good.
That's an interesting question, and it goes back a few years. People would ask, do you feel in place with this generation? And at the time, in like 8th grade, I thought, no, I want to be a product of what was going on in the 60s and be a part of that. But now that I kind of look around, I think now is the time for Greta Van Fleet, and I feel right in place with the times.
I love that you said that, and it kind of leads me to not necessarily a question, but a point that I feel like you guys, and this is a compliment, are old souls. I've been told that.
So.
I'm a little older than you guys, but I have been told that, and it's always a pleasant surprise when friends of mine grew up on the sounds of classic rock.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Because that's not necessarily always the case, dude.
Very true.
So to hear you say that, that's really freaking cool to hear that.
Yeah, and I think that as much as there's been a lot of, classic rock or traditional, familiarities, and
man.
I think that as we are products of the world today, we're contemporary artists, and we've grown up with the experiences of this world in the current time.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of connectivity to what we've listened to growing up and how that's sort of, been influenced by what's going on now.
With kind of a modern day timestamp on it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just 'cause
that's an
we're
interesting way
products
to hear that. To hear you guys say that, and then to go back now and listen going forward to your music. That's cool as hell to hear.
Yeah,
You
it's
know, and I
interesting.
gravitate towards that. And I got to give you some love, and it's cool to just get a slice of time at Lollapalooza with Greta Van
Absolutely.
Fleet.
Right
Thanks
on.
for
Are you gonna
having
be out
us.
there? Or are you gonna be
Bro,
hunkered
don't-
down in the tent all day?
No, no tent.
No
No,
tent.
I came here to rock it, and I'm gonna do that at Lollapalooza.
Right on,
All
man.
right,
Drink.
I like
man.
that.
I like that.
Like
Gentlemen,
that a lot.
thank you for the time. Yeah,
Thanks
this
for
is
having us,
very,
man.
very cool.